Good morning, beautiful people. It's so good to have each and every one of us here for the market color session. Today being the 28th of March 2025. I will be analyzing the XY, GBP USD, and Euro USD for this segment of the market color session. Right after me, Lipon will be coming up for his own analysis on gold and the end basket. All right, so as our culture is, kindly share the link to this market color session with everyone on your various social media platforms so that this can get to as many people as possible and a lot of people can get to participate in what we have ongoing here. While we're still in the process of doing that, we will just head straight to the chart to save time. Right, starting with the XY on the monthly time frame. Right, before we proceed, I'd like to ascertain if we all can see my screen. Please confirm if you can see my screen. I'd like also type in chat box that the screen can be seen so that we can proceed with what we have ongoing here.
Yes,
Thank you so much, Liberty. All right, so on the monthly time frame for the XY, nothing has really changed really, right? We're still seeing that price is to the upside, although price tapped into this very other block on the weekly time frame, shoulder sweep break. We saw it tap into this very other block. We've seen some push to the downside on the daily time frame. We're even seeing more breaks to the downside. And if I am going to flip from point A to point B, right, I want to see price pushing into at least this very fair value gap, which coinciding with 61.8% flip level right here. So into next week, since today is the last trading day for this week, I want to see even more push into this very level on the XY. Right, overall I'm bearish, but I want to catch this buy retracement into this very fair value gap on the daily time frame. Moving to the 4-hour time frame, pretty much same thing, right? I want to catch this retracement into 106.153, coinciding with the fib level on daily time frame. And to even make things more interesting, a classic entry pattern here, shoulder sweep break, price should ideally return into 106.791, right? And in a way, minor structure is even breaking to the upside. We're seeing some bullish moves in our overall bearish trend. So our buy is still in play. We want to, catch the buy of the XY into this very level. Short term, of course, we want to catch this retracement, a buy into 61.8% fee level, coinciding with 106.153 level on the 5 and 15 minutes time frame, right? I want to see if I can see any entry pattern yet, right? So I like to see price retracing into this very level. Shoulder right here, sweep. Eventually there was a break. So I want to see price retracing into 103.464 before I pull the trigger for the buy on the XY. I'm narrowing down to GBP USD. On the monthly time frame, I see right here, I'm seeing even more push to the downside. Nothing has changed. We're just seeing structure breaking even to the downside. And on the weekly time frame, Right. I'm still interested in more sell opportunities for GBP USD. I want to see price retracing into one spot 32279. And the reason why I want to see price retracing into one spot 32279 is because there's this left shoulder right here, shoulder sweep break. Ideally, price should trade into this very level before continuing the downtrend. And on the daily time frame, pretty much the same thing, pretty much the same level. There's a shoulder right here, sweep break. We want to see price retracing into this very left shoulder. But before we see that happening, price should at least, fill this very fair value gap right here and subsequently eventually trade into this IOFED right here. Fair value gap to the right, fair value gap to the left. We want to see price retracing at least into this very level before reacting all the way to this very left shoulder to even make things juicier, right? These are various points of interest. We want to see price eventually trade into this very left shoulder right here for a buy, shoulder right here, sweep, break, the classic box pattern. We want to see price returning in at least into 1.23531 on the daily time frame before buying all the way. So there's still more room for GBP USD to do one more push to the upside, of course, after retracing into these levels, right? Of course, we always want to buy at discount. We want to always buy low, right? So we want to see price retracing into these levels before taking the buy opportunities on the XY, right? So, of course, that should tell us that I'm looking out for sell opportunities, and I want to sell to this very left shoulder here on the 4-hour time frame. Right here. Shoulder right here, sweep break. So once I see price retracing into 1.26351 on the 4-hour time frame, I am willing to go bullish on GBP USD. So I'm looking for short opportunities on GBP USD. I'm looking for sell opportunities on GBP USD, right? So I'll be looking out for my entry signatures. I haven't seen any box pattern printed out yet for the sell on GBP USD on the much lower time frame. So I'm just going to wait for that to come to me. So we will be looking out for our entry signatures on GBP USD on the much lower time frame. And what I'll be looking out for is a classic box pattern for a sell. I haven't seen that printed out yet. I will just keep my fingers crossed and keep watching the market until I see my entry signature. The fact that I want to sell doesn't mean that I'm just going to jump into the market. I'd have to wait for my checklist to get ticked before taking the sell on GBP USD. Down to Euro USD on the monthly time frame, still seeing that price is maintaining its bearish direction. And on the weekly time frame, right. On the weekly time frame too, we're seeing some push to the downside, and down to the daily time frame, pretty much same thing, more push to the downside. But we have seen a sweep of all of this liquidity right here. Liquidity was greater right here. We've seen the sweep of it. So if I will be fibbing this most recent swing, saying that I want to buy Euro USD to this very left shoulder on the daily time frame, this very left shoulder right here, shoulder sweep break. I want to buy Euro USD into 1.11459. I'd like to see price retracing into this very fair value gaps right here. Right, there's a fair value gap. There are gaps that price would need to come and fill before buying all the way to the left shoulder on daily time frame. Right. So I'd like to see price retracing deeply into 78.6% feed level. And to even make things interesting, there's an IFBD right here that price may eventually trade into, right? So on the 4-hour time frame, pretty much the same thing, right? Framing this entire swing from point A to point B, we have seen that price has taken out this low. So we may as well just keep riding the sell all the way to this very left shoulder right here on 4-hour time frame. Shoulder, sweep, break. Price should return into the shoulder at 1.04571 on the 4-hour time frame. So looking out for opportunities for a sell. On the 1-hour time frame, shoulder right here, sweep. It's like a double top. We eventually saw a break. Price should return into the shoulder at 1.09282 on the 1-hour time frame. Once price gets there, I'm going to pull the trigger for a sell on Euro USD. Pretty much the same thing for the 15 minutes time frame, right? 15 minutes time frame is even closer. There are a lot of points of interest. Shoulder right here, sweep break. We should see price retracing into 1.082, 1.08381. Once price does this on the 15 minutes time frame, I will be willing to take short positions. Or if there's a box pattern failure around this very region, then I know that price wants to trade all the way to 1.09282 on the 15 minutes time frame. Right, so these are my trade outlooks for the day for DXY, GBP USD, and Euro USD. Please, do we have questions or a different bias from what has been analyzed so far? Right, so while we're still typing in the chat box, getting our questions ready, I'd like to make this announcement that registration for the FX Bootcamp training for the April edition is currently ongoing. You can chat us up on 081 6099 5030 so that we can help you with the processes to enroll. Right, so the box pattern is actually just a minute factor of the things we look out for the market before executing. So if you want to know the other strategies, how we look at the market and how we trade, you can actually enroll for the FX Bootcamp training. If you want to take your trading game to the next level, starting with the FX Bootcamp training is a good point to start. Again, chat us up on 081 6099 5030. Let's get you started with the registration. Right, so I can't see questions right now. We will be going on this very brief break, and after that, we'll be coming back for Lacon's analysis on gold and the yen basket. He's the gold master, and he knows how to do his thing. Right, so we're going on a very brief break, and right after that, Lacon is coming up. Do well to stay tuned. Cheers, and God bless.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everyone. I want to believe you can hear me loud and clear. I want to believe you can hear me loud and clear. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear in the chat box. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Please let me know if you can hear me loud and clear in the chat box, please. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. All right, so this morning we'll be going very quick into the analysis of the precious metal. Okay, so for the precious metal, we are going to be starting from the daily time frame. And if you see on the daily time frame, you are going to observe that we are very much bullish. All right from the weekly, the monthly, and the daily time frame, we are very bullish on the precious metal as it is the current most preferred safe haven, and it's now on a price discovery level. As a matter of fact, today into next week, I'm still seeing precious metal trading into the 3,100 level. All right. So let's go to the lower time frame, 4 hours, and we are going to streamline to the lowest time frame to see exactly our entry point and also where are we heading to by next week, and even today, what is the trade for today. Remember on Monday we were trying to, we were looking for opportunity to short the precious metal, then buy. How that we expect price to get to where the price is currently. I want to believe you can see my chart. Okay, so this is it. Good, good. Now on the 4 hour time frame, you are going to observe we were expecting price to come and take out this level here, then trade into this flip zone that we have marked out here, and we continue our buy. But so amazing on that Monday, price did not really get to our POI here. If you follow the New York session of the TDA, where price got to here, we saw around a 15-minute order block somewhere around here was where price came into and sold all the way into this level. Even though it did not really touch the flip zone, but we saw a very close reaction and price began all the way to rally back up. Right now, we are very much in a bullish trend, and there's nothing informing us for a short of precious metal. Instead, we look for a buy opportunity. Now, where is the buy zone that we may be looking out for right now? Now, this is it on the 4 hour time frame. We are going to observe that we have this zone already on the 4 hour time frame. You see, this is a flip zone here. So all you need to do is just have it marked out, the flip zone, have it there, meaning we are expecting price to come all the way back into the flip zone. All right, we're expecting price to come all the way back into the flip zone. Then even look at it, this is a 4 hour, more of a 4 hour order block inside here, and price broke out of that all-time high again. So we expect price to pull back into this level, and we look for opportunity to buy. But right now, clearly, good. Now, if you look on our time frame clearly, you are going to observe that price is still very much bullish. We are seeing price all the way to the upside. And at the same time, that zone we marked on the 4 hour, this is it on the 1 hour time frame. Let's zoom out and draw a bit. Okay, so you can see it there. So this is it. This is the flip zone. So we expect that price should short a little bit into this flip zone. All right, and you can see more of this particular level here, this price action here. So we expect price to come into this fair value gap and this flip zone. When you see your buy entry signature around the 3058, 3057, then you can look for opportunity to long the precious metal. However, one thing I'm also seeing right now for the precious metal is you see how price, this particular level here, price may not just react at this flip zone, price may come all the way to take out liquidity here around this low here, this particular level here, then we begin to buy. What do I mean? I mean, we may see price action like this, price coming all the way to this level and get to this zone. Then we now see it push all the way to the upside. Okay, so those are the levels we are looking out for the precious metal. Okay, now what exactly do we have on the 15-minute time frame of the precious metal? What do we have on the 15-minute time frame? Oh, sorry. That's the network issue with that. Okay, so this is what we are looking out for, meaning price coming all the way here, then we can push to the upside. I know some will be like, are we now going to fold our hands and see price do all this before we move? No, we just want to see what exactly is it on the 15-minute time frame, but we can easily wait and see how price reacts to what is currently going on here. You see why I said price is most likely to come and take out liquidity here. Exactly the point. And as a matter of fact, we see more like a boss move inside here, just that the SL is a bit wild. Imagine you are taking a trade here and your SL is somewhere here. And that's one thing about gold currently now. It requires a very large SL for you to be able to catch most of the the great moves. All right. Now imagine you took a buy here and your SL is below here, and it will have gotten to 1:2 or 1:3 for you, and that is a high volume. All right. So right now, where price is, we've not seen any market structure shift on the 15-minute time frame. So instead, just be patient, allow price to short all the way to take out this level, then we can begin to follow through to the upside. So that is the outlook for the precious metal on the lower time frame. I know someone will be like, what of the 15-minute time, 5-minute time frame? There's nothing even on the 5-minute time frame. Even though I saw a signature, I'm seeing a signature that looks more like a sell signature. However, price has not really broken structure to the downside. So don't risk it. Allow price to play out. Trade what you see in the market, not what you expect the market to do. All right, so let's quickly get to Japan to see what exactly is going on the yen basket. All right, so if you look at the yen basket currently, just as we said some days ago, we expect the yen basket to long all the way into the daily fair value gap. But we've just been seeing it just tucked inside of this daily order block that we always expect price to get to and react back to the upside. So what exactly is now the hope of the yen basket? Is it that it does not want to come into this reference point again and it just tricked us somewhere here and move? But if you look at it on the 4-hour time frame, we are going to observe that we have more like market, breaking more to the downside. And one thing that gave me some level of concern is this last swing to the upside here. It did not take out any liquidity here. All right, it did not. So we have double top there. So it's not really giving a clear move at all for the yen basket. So the yen is just sitting there, and since we've not gotten any news as regard the further reaction of Bank of Japan, further action of Bank of Japan, so we just watch and see what exactly the yen basket is about to do. But if you go to the lower time frame to see exactly what is structure doing, that means we expect the yen basket to rally a bit and come and take out liquidity at this level. And when liquidity is being taken out around this level, this particular zone, we've seen more of a flip zone here, how that price tested that level again. So I'm of the opinion when price gets to this level again, we may see some reaction back to the downside. But if it breaks out of this level, let's extend it. If price breaks out of this level here, then we are pushing up and it's coming to target the buy side liquidity. All right, so that is it for the yen basket. Now, if we are seeing that on yen basket, what should we expect on GBP JPY? Now, for GBP JPY, remember we've been anticipating the long of GBP JPY right from the beginning of the week, and that is exactly what price is giving to us. All right. Yesterday on the yen basket, if you look at it on the daily time frame, we have a level we marked already on the daily time frame, which is this IOFPD here. You can see it here. That is exactly where we expect price to begin to sell from. And price just got there, tapped into it. That was yesterday afternoon. We saw our price tapped into that level and begin to sell to the downside. Just that my little concern now is where price is currently is looking more like a flip zone, of which we may likely see some price reaction back to the upside. So what are we expected to do at that particular region? Okay, now let's go a little bit more into the 4-hour time frame to see what exactly is the past price action around that level. Remember what we said. This is the flip zone that we drew on the 4-hour time frame where we are expecting the yen basket to rally into, all right, with an order block just seated inside of that level, which we expect price to react from. So right now we are expecting the short of the GBP JPY a bit to the downside, and that's what price is reacting to currently. So let's check if there is a very quick trade we can take and move on with. All right. Right now, what I'm seeing now is that price is coming a little bit more to the downside. First, to take out liquidity here before it continue its push to the upside. And the reason why I'm of the opinion that we are likely to see some reaction around where price is currently is because of the previous price action, how that price tested those highs and now it has broken out of it. So let's wait and see. If we see price break this level down to the downside, this double triple top, it's even 4 times. All right. If you see price break this level to the downside, then when it retraces back, we look for short entry, then we short it all the way to the downside. Okay, that is for the 1 hour time frame. Now on the 15-minute time frame, right about now is what we are now looking more of shift if this candle closes below when it says all the way to the downside. So you see a reason why we are very much more patient to see what price is going to do at where it is right now. Because until price takes out this low to the downside and it closes below, then we know we now have a market structure shift, and this is going to be our new shoulder just at this particular level here. This is going to be our new shoulder, which means if price breaks out this level, if price breaks up to the downside and comes back into, first we see entry signature here. If we did not, then we are going to come and wait for price around this level. Now looking at it even, we are going to see your order block is just there seated in the inside of this Asian range. You can see it here, and also our shoulder is there too, so we can wait to see price does that. Okay, this is what I'm trying to say, meaning if price break below this level one, then we can easily follow through. If it gets here and we see the sell signature, we can follow through to the downside. But if it does not and it gets to this level and we see our sell signature, then we can easily follow through all the way to the downside, which implies that the yen basket will have given an entry for a long, all right? And we can easily follow through with yen basket all the way to the upside. So that is that for the GBP JPY. That is the move for GBP JPY. What if we check the 5 minute and see is there any move there, since we are already seeing some reaction on the lower time, on the higher time frame. Now on the 5 minute time frame, all we are seeing is yes, price is just moving gradually, no momentum, there's no show yet. All right, now you may say yes, we've seen the market structure shift here on the 5 minute time frame, but I would prefer to see it on the 15-minute time frame because price is currently on a 4-hour flip zone, and I know what price does when it gets to that level. All right, now a very quick one to Euro JPY as we round up. For Euro JPY, you are going to see on the 4-hour time frame, it has more of a similar price reaction. How that price already got into its own move since last week, all right, and it did that. So remember, I told us on Monday that GBP happens to be a bit lagging compared to Euro JPY. That moved to the downside, and now we are now seeing that of GBP. So that is even giving us more confidence of the trade we may be looking out for GBP JPY. All right, now what exactly should we now look out for now for Euro JPY? Okay, now if you look at Euro JPY, you are going to see price is currently sitting more in a 1-hour range. All right, price is sitting more in a 1-hour range. However, we see how that price came to test this level and now breaks to the downside, which means when price comes back into this Asian close here, Asian low rather, then we may look for opportunity to short JPY to the downside. But if you check it on the 15-minute time frame, exactly, you see what we are seeing on the JPY. Euro JPY already broke its own structure to the downside, which implies that if we see price comes back into this flip zone here, just as we have here, this flip zone, then we can easily begin to short all the way to the downside. All right. So I'll be looking to see Euro JPY rally a little bit into this flip zone. This is another block here. When I see a sell signature, even this alone is an entry for the short of Euro JPY. Just that the price action just broke structure to the downside. So instead, just wait. When price comes back into this 15-minute order block, you look for your entry signature and you short all the way to the downside. And at the same time, if price gets there and it comes all the way into the Asian low, you may just see a spike to the Asian low, then you can easily short all the way to the downside. All right, so that is it for the analysis this morning for the yen basket, yen pairs, and also for the precious metal. If there's any question, let me know. Just type in the chat box. Let's quickly address it before we call it a day. All right. Any question, please? Any question before we call it a day? Any question? If you have any question, you can easily type before we call it a day. All right. Okay, if there's no question, then we are going to be meeting again by 2 p.m. this afternoon for the New York recap of the market call-up. Make sure you trade cautiously and use your proper risk management strategy. All right, till we meet again by 2 p.m. I'm Lekon Shiemi. Cheers and God bless.